Hello, welcome to Harriet's Custom Computer Art. Tonight I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to add pictures inside of shapes or pictures inside of numbers. And this is based on a question from a friend who wanted to know how to add pictures into letters, shapes, numbers. So tonight I'm going to show you how to add it to picture. We're going to use a heart shape, and I'm showing you first here how to add your photos or how to set up your photos to add them to a shape. And these are some pictures of me from when I was a baby on to last year, and so I'm going to show you how I put them in the make them into this photo grid. First of all I did was I got all the pictures I wanted to use, and this is the last one that I want to add to this corner. And I'm using my favorite app, Microsoft Picture at 2000, and I'm going to go to this function with the scissors, that's the cutout and pictures. I'm going to go cut out here to the first choice, cut out of picture. I'm going to choose this function, which is with a cookie cutter shape, and it will default to the square, and that's what I want to use. So I'm going to resize using the corners only, that way I'll keep my proportion. And I want to put this square over the picture that I want to use, and I'm going to resize the square until it has the portion of the picture that I want included. Then I'm going to click next, and it will show me what my cutout will look like when I'm done, and I'm satisfied with that. So I'm going to click right here. I'm going to take the check mark from put your cutout in its own picture because I want to keep it on this page. If I left the check mark there, it would open this all by itself on a separate sheet. So I'm going to take the check mark out because I want to keep it here so I can add it into my grid. I'm going to hit done, and as you can see, it keeps the picture here. Now I can delete the rest of this because I don't need that. I have my square, and I'm just going to move it into my grid, resize it from the corner so that I'm keeping the right proportion, and it's done. So now we want to put this in a shape. So I'm going to start with a blank sheet of paper, and this, I think I want a heart shape to add the photos to. So I'm going to go here to cutout and pictures. I'm going to go to add a colored shape, and I'm going to change that to a heart. So I'll just resize it a little bit just because I want it a little bigger. And I'm going to go, now that I have my heart shape, I'm going to go to cutout and picture. I'm going to go to fill with a cutout or picture. And then you can change this to a gradient, or you can add a picture. In this case, we want to add pictures. So I'm going to click on the apple, which says I want to add pictures, and then I'm going to come down here to that photo grid that I made, left click on it, and drag it up and drop it in the heart. Now you see this edge is cut off a little bit, and also at the top. So I'm going to just resize this a bit so that my full heart is there. And I'm going to move my photos around just by clicking and holding and moving from side to side, up or down, until I have a good amount of pictures in there. That's pretty good. That has a nice amount of pictures showing. And I'm going to go ahead and hit done. And you can leave it like that if you'd like, but I want to change just this portion so that every spot will have a photo in it. So I will just need to cut just this area and then do the exact same function that I did for the entire heart. So I'm going to go over here, first choose it so that it knows, the app knows I'm working with this picture. I'm going to go once again to cut out in picture. I'm going to go to cut out of picture, and I'm going to choose this time with the cookie cutter shape. So I'm going to pull this square down until it's just including the area that I want to change and add a picture into. Then I'm going to hit next and done. So let's say this was a different picture, not the one I already have added in. Because you can add them in one at a time so you can place them right where you want, or you can make a photo grid like I did in this case to start with if you don't want to work with dragging up each picture individually. So now I'm going to go to Cutout and Pictures, Fill Cutout or Picture. Once again, we're going to choose the apple, which means we want to fill this area with a picture. And then I'm just going to left click on the picture from our menu down here, drag it up and drop it in that tip. I'm going to resize it or reposition it so that it's right where I want it. I think that looks okay. And then I'm going to hit done. And you have your heart. I want to show you a couple of things you can do once you have your shape. So now, once you have it like this, there are some different options you have. You can use it just like this. You could save this file as a JPEG, as a PNG, a TIFF, or different, there's quite a few different photo formats you can save it in. But I think I want to enhance it by adding a highlighted edge to it. So I'll show you how to do that. You first click on the heart so that the app knows that you want to make changes to this area. You're going to go to Edge Effects and Highlight Edge for starters. You choose any one of these and it will give you an edge. Now I like to use this one. It gives you more of a solid edge. And then if you go into Customize, you can customize this edge any way you want. You can make it smaller or widest. You can change the color of it to any of the colors that are in these squares above. Or you can go in and fine tune and choose any of 6 million colors by just moving these little bald indicators around within this color wheel. That's kind of pretty. So that's one option you have, but I'm going to show you another option. I'm going to cancel out of this completely. And you can go back to Edge Effects, but this time you can add an actual picture to your edge, like the balls. And as you can see, if you click on this one, the balls are on top of the pictures. But if you click on this one, the balls are behind the picture. And you can scroll down and there's once again other options that you can choose. Now I want to go back up and I want to also show you that you can add in a different picture. You can choose, let's choose this edge, and then let's say I wanted to do different photos of my daughter and her basketball team and in her basketball uniform, or different ages when she was playing basketball. And you could change that outer edge to basketballs, and then you can customize that edge by making it larger so that the basketballs show up more clearly, or you can make them very small. It's so small they disappear. But you have from 1 to 100 to adjust the size of the balls, and you can do that with any of these photos. You can do baseballs and do the same thing. You can customize the size, and it gives you all different options between -100 and 100, so you can make those literally any size you want. And you could do that with any of the pictures within this area. But in this instance, I'm going to add a shadow. So I'm going to go to Special Effects, Shadow. I'm going to go with this soft shadow for starters, but I don't like how fuzzy it looks and how it doesn't look completely shaped correctly. So I'm going to customize the shadow. And I like about this app because a lot of the functions that you use, most of the functions, you can adjust them. So you can adjust the softness of that shadow, and it becomes a harder edge by using this little menu or slide bar. This affects the edge softness. You can make it completely fuzzy where it's kind of looks like it's not quite even there, all the way to just solid, a solid outline. And so I think I want it about like that. I like the hard outline. You can also change the transparency by using this slider, where it can go all the way over where you don't even see it to all the way over where it's a hard edge. But I'm going to take down the transparency a little bit so it looks like a shadow. And I'm happy with that, so I'm going to click done. And there you have it. Now you know how to add your photos to shapes. And you can do this not just with the shape you found here. You can get shapes off of Google. You can Google any shape you want, a cross, a Easter basket, whatever, and you'll just crop out the background and then fill whatever object that is. You could do it with a baby bottle for a baby shower, and then just add in your pictures using just the techniques that I've shown you. Hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, this is Harriet's Custom Computer Art Plus. Feel free to leave questions in the comments section or any comments you might have. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.